Glad to have you here with us at My Media Museum. My name is Will. We've made it up to episode 29 of our A to Z sorted 45 RPM vinyl records collection. And we're starting off here with Kenny Nolan. I like dreaming, 'cause dreaming can make you mine. And the B-side of that was Time Ain't Time Enough. Next up, we've got Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes, picture sleeve. So I'll give you a nice shot of Betty there. Actually, a nice shot of Kim. And back side. Can't really say I know a lot of Kim Carnes stuff. I do know this song. I mean, who doesn't? Big hit for her. She's got Betty Davis eyes. And the B-side being Miss You Tonight. Never really understood the Betty Davis eyes things because, I didn't see anything special about Betty Davis's eyes, but I guess there was to somebody. And I do appreciate a beautiful set of eyes when I see one. So that was just kind of always a bit of a head scratcher to me. All Day and All of the Night by the Kinks. All Day and All of the Night, Ray Davies composition. And the B-side, another one written by Ray, I Gotta Move. And here we got All Day and All the Night again on a very, very worn looking label and the exact same B-side. So I got one really nice looking copy and one not so great looking copy there. And here we go from 1973, Jungle Boogie, Jungle Boogie, Kool and the Gang. North, East, South, and West being on the B-side of that one. And next up, we've got a novelty record. Not sure where that price tag came from. Doesn't look familiar to me, but 65 cents for somebody. It is Warner, which matches the vinyl. Larry Groshi. It's like Croce, but with a G, so I'm guessing it's Groshi. Larry Groshi, Junk Food Junkie. 1975. And the B-side of that was Muddy Boggy Banjo. Muddy Boggy Banjo Man. There we go. We can get it out. Not that difficult. Alright, next up we've got Leo Sayer. And I love you more than I can say. Love you twice as much tomorrow. If You're a Millionaire on the B-side. So, don't really know that song, but I definitely know More Than I Can Say. And we got a second copy of that. Doesn't look any better, any different, but it was noted as hitting number 2 in October of 1980. So I just wanted to show you that. The fonts, everything looked the exact same, so there wasn't any reason for me to pull that out of the sleeve for you. All right, Lee Michaels, Do You Know What I Mean? And the B-side being Keep the Circle Turning. Turning, big wheels keep on burning, rolling. And here we've got Rumble by Link Ray and his Raymen. And this is definitely going back to the 50s. This is a instrumental. It does note it as being instrumental even, but I remembered it being instrumental. Can't really hum a few tunes for you because I keep mixing it up with another old instrumental, The Stroll. But these were songs that were very popular in the 50s and were good for dancing too, I guess. B-side is another instrumental, which is called The Swag, and that one I don't know by the title. Might sound familiar if we gave it a spin, but it's clearly marked as side 2, and also noted as being instrumental. Alright, so now we're taking a big jump from the 50s. I believe this is the 80s, maybe it's 88, almost the 90s. We've got Lita Ford with Close My Eyes Forever. And it's kind of funny to me here that whoever did this price tag, they spelled Ozzy, O-Z-Z-I-E. Lita and Ozzy. That's right there, dude. I think that's just hilarious. And then they wrote it right on the back, so I don't know. Somebody must have been a big Ozzy and Harriet fan, I guess. Under the Gun, which was also off of the same album, did not have Ozzy on it. Ozzy only appears on the Close My Eyes Forever duet. So here's a shot at that label. So you can see that one. And it is a remix version, so this 45 vinyl would be an exclusive version. If you go by Lita's album, Lita, this song will be somewhat different on it. The B-side being Under the Gun, which is another good song. It was a really good album, probably her most popular, best-selling one anyways. Close My Eyes Forever was a great song. But I wanted to show you while we're here doing it, I had the cassette single for this as well. Now, I was looking for some of my cassette singles. I have about 7 or 8 of them. I found 3 of them this morning while looking for this one to show you. And I will go ahead and show you the other ones here, even though it's kind of out of place, out of sequence, so what. I found them. I'm going to show them to you here real briefly. But these are cassette singles, and sometimes they'd put the whole thing on one side, and sometimes they wouldn't. Like on this one, both sides contain both songs. So you've got Close My Eyes Forever and Under the Gun. But that's not always the case. Like when you get to Led Zeppelin here, and what poor production they got in that. That's literally a sticker stuck to the box. It's like they printed a plain white box and then printed a sticker to put over it. But this isn't from back when the single originally came out in the 70s. This was the reissue from 1990s when they did the box set, the Zeppelin remasters. So we've got Immigrant Song on side 1, which as the original 45 was, and Hey Hey What Can I Do on side 2. And I do have that original 45. I think it was in box 1. So if you were to go back and look at box 1 videos, you would find the Immigrant Song and Hey Hey What Can I Do B-side original 45 RPM in that video. Here we've got a Jimmy Page sampler, which I'm just following suit with this because of the Zeppelin there. And it's interesting because none of these songs are complete. Now notice it says edit, 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 edit. They're all just like a minute worth of the song, and they give you more detail here on the 45 on the cassette single itself. You can see it's a minute and 15, a minute 17, and a minute and 15. 3 different songs off of that Outrider album. So it was promotional, not for sale. Set it right down there on the bottom of the tape. And I'm honestly not really sure when or where I picked that up. I know it looks rough because it bounced around in my glove box for quite some time. When I was cleaning out my truck after I sold it, when I bought my new car, about 15, 16 years ago, it was in the glove box and I'd forgotten all about it. So that's why it looks a little rough. But moving on, we got little Peggy March doing I Will Follow Him wherever he may go. And you might remember Whoopi Goldberg doing an alternate version of that in her movie, what was that movie, where she was a nun. I'm not going to waste a lot of brain cells trying to come up with it right now. Any other time it would have popped right out. But that's where I really remember that song from recently. A B-side being Wind Up Doll, which isn't a song that I recognize just by the title. Sister Act. Yeah, there it is. Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act. I Will Follow Him. Of course, she's talking about Jesus in the lyrics in that version. All right, now we've got an interesting one here, and I have it filed under Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, which of course you can't read because it's that silver printing. But there's Little Richard Tutti Frutti. And this is from the Cocktail soundtrack. And I guess that was where this Beach Boys song originally appeared. It was done for the film. But you've got Kokomo by the Beach Boys. And that's actually the A-side. It says it's the LP version, so this is nothing different or unique. And this one notes it is the LP version for Tutti Frutti as well. But I've got it filed under Little Richard Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. And hang on, help is on its way. I'll be there as fast as I can. Little River Band. And this is an original from my childhood. 77, so it was probably one of the last 45s I bought. I didn't buy too many once you got up into the late 70s. It was that early 70s to mid 70s where I was buying 45s before I started actually buying albums and then 8-tracks and then cassettes. And yeah, I liked them all, the different formats for different reasons. Kind of hard to drive around with your friends and cruise to an album, so that's when cassettes came into play. 8-tracks were cool for sitting in the house listening to the entire release, but I hated the way they broke up songs, and I hated all the background noise, all that tape hiss that you got off 8-tracks. If you go back to listen to one now, you remember it having a lot of hiss. Oh my goodness, do they have a ton of hiss. If you were to listen to an 8-track now, you would be shocked if they ever managed to push that format on the public because it sounds so bad. Cassettes got tape hiss too, but nowhere near what those 8-tracks had. So here, the B-side of this one's The Inner Light. I liked the A side, not so much this B side. Little River Band had a few good songs. I think I picked up their greatest hits, and I like about half of it on CD. But this one's one we've covered quite a few times too. But this is a re-release, Memory Lane version of it. And Looking Glass with Brandy. You're a fine girl, what a good wife you would be. And the Guardians of the Galaxy brought that song back into light. It was real popular on that first film soundtrack. And the B-side being a song called Golden Rainbow, which is not a tune that I'm as familiar with either. So we're going to wrap this one up with a shot of the picture sleeve for La Bamba by Los Lobos. And we're getting pretty close to the end of our time here. So I'm going to stop it right here and come on back for part 30, and we'll show you the vinyl.